Jane Fonda was never born into struggle. She was born into Polish. A childhood of marble floors, manicured gardens, and a last name that shimmered under Hollywood lights. Yet inside that golden world was a chill few ever saw. Her father, Henry Fonda, was adored by millions, but emotionally distant from the one person who needed him most. He belonged to the audience, not the family. Jane's world was perfect on the outside, but painfully hollow within. Privilege wrapped her in comfort, yet it never gave her peace. From that contradiction, luxury without love, she learned one truth early: comfort can numb, but it never heals. From that beginning, Jane Fonda built something far beyond glamour. Today, her fortune exceeds $200 million, a number earned through endurance, not inheritance. She has lived in a 7,100-square-foot modern estate in Beverly Hills that sold for nearly $13 million, a 2,000-acre ranch in New Mexico valued at over $20 million, and a sleek Manhattan apartment worth more than $6 million. Years earlier, she owned a Malibu oceanfront villa that sold for $9 million. Her garage once held a vintage Cadillac, a Tesla Model S, a Porsche 911, and a Range Rover, trophies of a life well driven, but those numbers are only symbols. The real story lies in what it cost to earn them. Jane's youth was wrapped in elegance but starved of tenderness. When her mother, Frances Ford Seymour, died, Jane was only 12. The truth about her death came not from her father's lips, but from a cruel discovery in a magazine. From that moment, she learned to bury pain deep inside. She believed if she could be thinner, quieter, more perfect, maybe she'd finally earn affection. That perfectionism hardened into bulimia, not out of vanity, but survival. In an industry obsessed with beauty, she tried to control the only thing she could: herself. Executives once told her to reshape her jaw or remove ribs to look better on camera. She considered it. Then she stopped. Instead, she turned that same ruthless discipline into something more powerful: her craft, her business, her independence. Her breakthrough wasn't born from glamour, but grit. In 1969, They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Introduced a Jane unafraid to expose exhaustion, despair, and truth. 2 years later, Clute transformed what could have been a cliché into a raw portrayal of womanhood and identity. The movie made $12.5 million on a $2.5 million budget and earned her first Oscar. By 1978, Coming Home, a film shot for just $3 million and grossing nearly $36 million, won her a second Academy Award. It wasn't just another hit. It was a statement. From that point, Jane wasn't acting to impress, she was acting to express. She co-founded her own production company and took control of her career in a way few women dared to. Then came the empire no one saw coming. In the early 1980s, her fitness videos exploded, selling more than 16 million copies worldwide, generating hundreds of millions of dollars and reshaping the fitness industry forever. The same discipline that once broke her body was now fueling her freedom, but Jane Fonda was never content with success alone. In 1972, she traveled to North Vietnam, driven by a need to understand the human cost of war. One photo from that trip, a single click she would later call the worst mistake of her life, changed everything. Overnight, she became one of the most hated women in America. For years, she carried the weight of that moment: the hatred, the misunderstanding, the silence. Her film Coming Home became her way of making amends, honoring veterans and the pain of those she had unintentionally hurt. Some forgave her, others never did. But she learned something rare. Doing what's right and being loved are not always the same thing. Jane's life unfolded in 3 marriages, each one a mirror, a teacher, and a turning point. Roger Vadim, 1965-1973. He was the French filmmaker who made her a global icon through Barbarella, turning her into a symbol of fantasy. Their daughter Vanessa was born in 1968, but fame became a cage. Jane walked away with her child, and with the courage to stop living through someone else's lens. Tom Hayden, 1973-1990. The political activist who gave her purpose beyond the screen. Together, they poured millions into causes and campaigns, believing love and activism could coexist. Their son, Troy Garrity, born in July 1973, became her anchor. Yet over time, their marriage turned from partnership to mission, and missions can't hold hearts forever. They parted quietly after 17 years, her wealth intact but her spirit depleted. Ted Turner, 1991-2001. The billionaire founder of CNN gave her stability on a grand scale. They lived between his 30,000-acre ranch and her Los Angeles home, surrounded by luxury. Yet even there, she discovered another truth. Comfort isn't the same as connection. He was larger than life, she once said, but I needed stillness. When the marriage ended, she left with more than money. She left with self-awareness. In 2010, at 72, Jane faced breast cancer and underwent a lumpectomy. In 2019, she was treated for skin cancer. And by 2022, at 84, she announced she was battling non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Each time, she met the news with calm strength. Her wealth provided comfort but not courage, and that she had to supply herself. She kept showing up, proving that bravery isn't loud. It's quiet persistence in the face of fear. Motherhood tested her in ways fame never could. She missed milestones, moments, and memories, but she didn't hide from that truth. She apologized, deeply, directly, and slowly rebuilt bridges. Vanessa Vadim became an environmental filmmaker. Troy Garrity became an actor and activist. They both carry her fire and her forgiveness. Her greatest reconciliation, though, came in 1981 while filming On Golden Pond. Acting alongside her father, Henry Fonda, life imitated art. In those scenes, decades of silence melted. 5 months later, he was gone. "I love you. I forgive you. I hope you forgive me," she whispered. That, she said, was her real Oscar moment. Her fortune became a tool, not a trophy. Through the Jane Fonda Foundation, she's donated over $15 million to education, women's rights, and climate causes. Her Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Power and Potential, founded in 1995, has invested more than $20 million in youth health and empowerment. In 2005, she co-founded the Women's Media Center, contributing another $5 million to amplify women's voices. Even in her 80s, she led Fire Drill Fridays, funding protests and risking arrest for climate justice. "Money isn't power," she said. "Power is what you do with it." Now at 87, Jane Fonda lives quietly in Los Angeles, surrounded by books, family photos, and memories that no longer ache. Her mornings are filled with coffee and light. Her car is electric. Her view stretches over a city she has both conquered and outgrown. The Oscars, Emmys, and Golden Globes still shine on the shelf, but beside them are photos of Vanessa, Troy, and her grandchildren. She once missed too much. Now she misses nothing. Her face tells her story. 3 cancers survived, joints softened by time, eyes bright with purpose. "I'm not afraid of dying," she said. "I'm afraid of not living well before I do." Add it all up. The films, the fitness empire, the protests, the apologies, the marriages, the chemo, the forgiveness. It's more than fortune. It's wisdom. She turned failure into fuel, guilt into grace, and survival into meaning. If Jane Fonda's journey teaches anything, it's this: perfection breaks, but persistence endures. Wealth fades, but purpose remains. Reinvention isn't about changing your image. It's about keeping your heart open long enough to become who you truly are. So now, the same question Jane asks herself. She asks us, what does living well mean to you? Success, stillness, redemption, or simply waking up one more morning with the courage to keep going?